Hi all, welcome to my EFL Team of the Season predictions following on from community. Yesterday we're moving on to the EFL, and this one will probably cause a bit of controversy, not just for the ratings but who I select. Try to do a bit of balance among the leagues, so hopefully you find this useful. My special links always be much appreciated. Sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at GIsLegend. All links are down below for posts to the channel and social media links as always, and let me know throughout Team of the Season who you think from team season predictions, who you think could get a team of the season card. So I have obviously I'm just building 23s for even EFL, because in reality you're kind of giving like 8 cards a league. Really, it's just a question of who from like the 8 gets in, as it were, from each league, and obviously you've got the SBCs, objectives and so forth. So Tim Krul is the goalkeeper I've gone for. I feel Championship will get the main spot. Then obviously League 1 will get a goalie and League 2 will get a goalie. But Krul, hopefully a half decent boost. I've aimed for plus 13, where it happens or not is a different matter. It could even be higher still. Max Aarons is maybe a slightly debatable shout maybe, but I have tried to do as much digging as I can on stats, performances, and this could be either his last season there or maybe next season, depending on how obviously Norwich do in the Prem, if they do go up. But he has been very impressive still regardless. A lot of eyes still on him. Bidwell, from a Swansea view, looks very impressive. Good on the contributions in general for the team, helping them where they are in the league. Obviously they would like to have been higher, but regardless I feel Bidwell kind of stands a good shout. Where it happens or not is a different matter. And then Reece Burke for Hull. Hull will get a few team of the season cards, I feel. Maybe one defensively, one midfield and one forward, and I feel Burke is one of them. Midfield is not say up for like debate, where it could be like who's all lock, but it's more a case of who's going to really stand out. I've went for Championship, obviously taking centre stage. Andre Ayew been very clinical. He's been playing like Cam and striker, so he's kind of, his position is up for debate. I went with Cam just to play it safe. Someone who hasn't had a second in form yet, but I still feel he deserves a team of the season card, and could be quite nice actually if done right. Danjuma Groenveld, the Dutch winger, his rating could be interesting debate as well. He's been unlucky not bagging in form, but very impressive for Bournemouth this season. Now Buendia is going to be a tricky one, because obviously he's a squad foundations card that's 86 rated. Obviously that's kind of out with the game, but I would still say if you're going to boost Buendia, you're going to have to make a significant boost between the two cards. And the reason why I've went 93 is because there is like him or Pukki could be like player of the year, or even Toney in the league, and I feel whoever's player of the year is going to get the best card. So I've kind of just went on that basis that Buendia in theory could get player of the year. Time will tell of course, but that's the way I'm looking at it regardless. Wilkes of Hull, very clinical as well. I actually use his inform for some things as well. It's a nice little fun card, and this team of the season, if boosted right, could be a fun card as well. Nice alternative. Obviously not, probably end up being about the stage of like the level of a record breaker Sancho, but still it's a bit of fun. Timu Pukki, obviously he might have like a second in form say next week, but obviously in between then and like for when team of the season happens, he could have a nice team of the season card to look forward to. And that's kind of why I went 92, because it just separates the boost as it were from his maybe inevitable second in form. Ivan Toney been scoring goals for fun, someone who has only one in form to his name, and I feel like 91, 92 rating could be very viable, and it just makes him even much more usable. That's kind of the reason why I've done it. Clarke-Harris been scoring goals for fun for Peterborough, and obviously there's 2 in forms, and that's kind of why we have a 91 rate, in case he suddenly bags a third in form before the end of the game. You've kind of got to separate the difference. Subs and reserves, we have Lee Burge of Sunderland. He's my kind of shout. Obviously he is a bronze card, so if you have if you're a fan of bronze pie method, he will be in the team of the he would be in team of the season. I'm giving him a +20 boost. I've kind of tried to do these guys like +20s or whatever, make them usable. That's kind of the theory and hope of it. Regardless, Ben Tozer of Cheltenham, he should get in team of the season. Like, not just in general, but like, he deserves in. Like, he's been very, very impressive this season in all departments. If you remember watching the FA Cup tie with Cheltenham that was on the telly, he was very impressive in that game, and like a +20 on him across the board would at least make him a bit of fun for the lower league teams, especially if you got objectives. Alex Mowat, Barnsley are going to get a team this season, I feel, whether it be in the actual team or the like an SBC or a moments card or even objectives. I feel that's what would happen. Sammy Smodics, the cam, was unlucky a few weeks ago to not have an inform, a couple of weeks leaving, whatever. But regardless, I still feel he'll get a team of season because he's been a big part of Peterborough's season. Owen Doyle looks like another year with a team of season for him. Charlie Wyke inbound for a team of season. He has a couple informed and a heck of a lot of goals, so fair play to him and more than deserving a spot in. Then Lucas Zhao of Reading. Someone for Reading's going to get at least one in for, like, team of season. They might get moments with like Elias or whoever. Somebody might get in from that. So fair play to him. The lowest rated card that will feature potentially in team of season, Joshua Griffiths. He's 55 rated. So he goes suddenly to an 81 potentially if was to get a team of season. It'd make him usable. Even before he's suddenly not boosted up to like 81 or something, he's like 74 or whatever. That'd be a right laugh. It'd be brilliant for Silver Stars, mind. So imagine that, a silver team this season. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm thinking he would get in. Cheltenham's going to get a few because they've been very, very impressive this season. And that kind of, like, when you look at the clean sheets as well, he kind of does deserve in for League 2. Hussey, another one for Cheltenham, and his one is equally deserving. He is a silver, getting boosted up to like a 84, 85 team this season. Might even be, as I said, if we were to do the 20 rule, might go 86. Honeyman going to like say an 85, could be not too bad, I suppose. Paul Mullen, gave him an even bigger boost. I think maybe overkill, but I suppose you just kind of not just make the cards usable, but it's to try and make them at least a bit more remotely appealing. Also, he has scored a lot of goals. Somehow has not even bagged an inform yet, so that's kind of why he features with such a high rating for the card, because he might be player of the year for that league, so that's kind of why I've done that. And then James Vaughan for Tranmere. Tranmere deserve one, and Vaughan kind of ticks it. He's had multiple special cards over the years, and a team of the season looks maybe inbound for him again. And for SBCs, moments, objectives, all that kind of good stuff, I know McGeady has a moments objective that was the Silver Stars a few weeks back. McGeady, for me personally, I think could even get a team of the season card, whether it be as an SBC or another objective or whatever. It would suddenly be potentially his best version. I've went 89 because looking at the card as a moment, looks like it would be an 84 for kind of like ratings, stats and all that kind of stuff. So I thought might as well just boost him up even more. So I just did +5 and made him an 89. Whether it happened or not is a different matter. Ismail Assar deserves him, whether it be as an objective, SBC and that kind of good stuff. And then Wes Hoolahan, from a League 2 perspective, been very, very impressive, rolling back the years at Cambridge United. That's kind of like my main kind of like 3. Others that deserve shouts for SBCs or an objective is Brennan Johnson, Ian Henderson and Sariki Dembele for Peterborough. For potential moments cards, you could have Harness from Portsmouth, Harvey Elliott could be a very good shout, Harry Wilson as well, and then Woodrow for Barnsley as well. Barnsley could, as I say, get a couple. Same for even Reading with Elias, for example. But flashbacks I wasn't so sure on because it's a bit trickier than other leagues to kind of put together. But time will tell, of course, for this one. I would imagine this would be fun for the Bronze Pack Method folk, but also just be a nice set of fun cards as well, because these are usually fairly cheap and some good fun cards to have. Let me know, folks, in the comments who you think could get an EFL Team of the Season. Smash like, always, sub to the channel if you're new, and I'll catch you all later.